For JenKay.
What's up? How you guys doing? How you doing? Couldn't tell. I am born and raised in New York. I'm proud of it. Because a lot of people say New Yorkers are rude. We're not rude. You just have to pick and choose the right time to approach us. You're like, you can't stop us in the middle of rush hour. Stand there and unfold your giant maps. And ask for directions while your smartphone's sitting in your pocket. I was texting and this woman came up to me once. She asked for directions. So I just point her in the direction where I think the place is. That's what I usually do. I'm like, go left. Oh, it's a dead end? Trust me, hop the fence. Trust me. She sees my phone and says, well, can't you just look it up? I'll give you a cigarette. I said, it doesn't work that way. This isn't jail. Now, if you do come across a rude New Yorker, chances are they just got out of the subway. We have the worst transit system. We do. It's always overcrowded, always delayed. Like one time I had to spend the majority of my train ride with somebody's boobs pressed against my back the whole ride. I know some of you think, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But I was polite about it. I said, sir? Please get your boobs off. Then you got these people that love to walk along the edge of the subway platform. So when I see that, as a human being, I'm like, hey, be careful, because you could fall into the tracks and die. But as a New Yorker, when I see that, I'm thinking, hey, be careful, because you could fall into the tracks and cause delays. I tell you, that's worse. Yeah. That's worse. Everybody wants to stop you and talk to you. We don't have time for that. I had a psychic approach me, and she asked me if I wanted a free reading. I said, you tell me I'm not doing your job for you. Then she got mad at me, because they know they're full of it. They do. They'll come up to you and they're like, your name begins with the letter A through Z. It does. You have a birthday this year. How should you know that? And if anyone here is psychic and you got offended, well, too bad, because you should have seen that joke coming. Parents, also born and raised in New York. My dad, he's Polish and Italian. So he'll make you an offer you can't understand. I don't know how he does. He has a way of saying something offensive, but in a sweet tone. I lost my job, and he says to me, oh, honey, it's probably because you didn't know what the hell you were doing. So no, Dad, I got laid off. They laid people off. He says, sweetie, look at the bright side. At least you got laid. Thank you, Dad. You would think my mom's the Italian one, though, because she's the one who makes the homemade sauce, the Parmesan, throws the wooden spoons at my head. I'm telling you, man, I should have been a ninja. That's why I have such great reflex. To this day, I still have a sentence with. Power Ranger. My mom has always been a tough parent. Just growing up, I never understood why she would ask me if I wanted a smack. said yes. I thought she said snap. Let me tell you, you don't make that mistake twice. I'm telling you. I haven't had a Twinkie since. Can't even watch that Minions movie. Just get flashbacks every time I see them in Hogwarts. Now, like as tough as my mom is, as any other mother, she's always the one that's more worried about her kids. Like, when I was working as an electrician, I got zapped. I told my mom, she started freaking out. Like, oh my God, you have to get an EKG, you almost died. I tell my dad says, oh my God, honey, I told you to know what the hell you were doing. He's right. I got my parents on Facebook, which it's not so bad because of the block feature. But now my mom says she wants to get a Twitter account. I was like, Mom, you don't need Twitter. She goes, yeah, but it'd be so much fun. I could follow you and twat you. No, Mom, that would not be fun. And please don't ever twat me. Tweet, you don't twat. She twatted me once, though. I was a natural birth. That is why we don't have memories of that. Imagine, oh my God. I wonder if babies who get breastfed, ever think, oh, the left boob again tonight. I hate leftovers. That drives me crazy, automatic toilets. Right? They just go off in the middle of peeing. Like, I didn't know I was on a time limit. They just play music like they do at the Oscars so I know when to wrap it up. I don't know what's worse, the toilets or the sinks. Right? Go to wash your hands, you put your hand under the faucet, no water. Move it, water comes out. Put your hand back, no water. Next thing I know, I'm doing the hokey pokey just to wash my hands. It's not fun. I flew back to New York recently, and flying's one of those things we have to do it. I don't really like it, but sometimes you have no choice. But the TSA workers, they stopped me one time and they took me to the side, and I got a little worried. It was one of those moments where I know I didn't do anything, but what if? I don't know. It turns out they took away my bottle of lotion, which I found a little weird. And then I realized, you know what? They probably thought I was part of that terrorist group that went around moisturizing people. You heard about them? Hey, don't get on the planes where it ashy elbows. They're gonna get you. You gotta wear long sleeves when you fly. Safety first. Then some of the airports, I noticed they have dog-friendly bathrooms, which is cute. They have the fake grass, little fire hydrant. Yeah, cats could use it too, as long as they identify as a dog. Teaching my cat to bark. It's a slow process, but we're working on it. I love cats. I've had a cat my whole life. Not the same cat. That would be weird, right? I have to go to the freezer every time I want to play with them. Rusty's throwing out, we better put him back. notice when you go to the vet's office, like everybody wants to talk to each other in the waiting room. Like, oh, that's your cat, that's your dog, you know, he's so cute. Can I pet him? Like, you can't do that at a pediatrician's office. Oh, that's your son, he's so cute. Can I pet him? Right, here come the cops again. Find a new doctor. There's one guy in the vet's office, we were talking, and he had this cute little puppy, and he says to me, I adopted her because she was abused. Right, it's sad. So before I could finish that thought of, oh my God, who would want to harm this little puppy? He says, she was verbally abused. How'd he know? What the puppy do? Call up a canine? Make a little police report? My friend's cat died, and you know, I felt so bad, because I know what it's like to lose a pet. I said to her, you know, I'm so sorry, what happened? She said, he had a heart attack, but I'm just glad it happened at home. You can't blame her, right? I mean, thank God it didn't happen while he was out driving. What a pile up that could have caused. Could have taken at least 9 lives. It's a cat. My mom's one of those pet owners that, you know, talk to the cats like their brother and sister. I can't tell you how many dirty looks my neighbors used to give me and my brother because my mom would yell, "Stop smelling your sister's ass." I didn't do the smelling. I'm one of those people that, like, I can't go to sleep as soon as I get into bed. Like, I envy those that could just get into bed and fall asleep. You know, right? Like, if I want to be asleep by 10, I have to go to bed by 7. You know, it drives me crazy because then all these random thoughts just come to mind, you know? Like, I'm just laying there and I'm just like, what would I do for a Klondike bar? You know, because they're good, but they're not that good. But if you're going to offer me one, what would I do? I don't know. That's why I'm so tired. Now it's like 7:20. And so I'm thinking, like, why are there silent letters and words? Like, what is the benefit of that? Like, if you're not going to use them, what the hell are they there for? And, you know, then what do teachers tell you when you're learning how to spell, right? If you can't spell a word, sound it out. That's great advice. It really is. Till you come across words like pterodactyl and knife. So now it's like 7:45. And I'm wondering why there's a P in pterodactyl. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna watch TV. Right? That can't hurt. So I put on some sitcom, I don't even know what it was, but the one episode I put on, they rushed their kid to the ER because her ass fell out. Now I'm one of those that when I Google something, I have the symptoms. So now I Google, and I'm like, that can't happen. Like, let me tell you, one time I ripped my pants. And I was paranoid for months that every pair of jeans that I wore was gonna rip. I just kept walking around. I can't imagine my ass falling out. That can happen more than once? Can you imagine that? Like, you have to cancel your plans? Like, hey, Kathy, listen, I'm not going to make it out tonight. You're not going to believe it, but my ass fell out again. I know, I can't believe the 7th time. On that note, I'm recently married. Thank you for that, but I'm also recently broke. But thanks. Yeah, you know, everything it changes once you're married. And let me tell you, like, when I met my spouse, I was so impressed with how smart she is. Like, she would say these big words, and she has a fan club. Like, you know, I would have to Google. 5 years later, I'm like, don't make me Google. We're just having a conversation. She'll just use big words, and she's like, antiquated. I said, what? She goes, antiquated. It means old. I said, oh, okay. You know what else means old? Old. So it's a lot easier to say. I was writing this joke. I said, hey Siri, spell antiquated. Siri said, O-L-D. Siri gets me. I love Siri. She gets me. She understands me. O-L-D. I don't miss dating though. You know, it's too much of a hassle. You know, there's dating apps for everybody. The big one, Match.com. Did you know Match.com goes up to the age of 121? 121. That's really encouraging. By the time you fall in love, you won't be able to get back up. There's dating apps for everybody. You know, midgets. There's dating apps for midgets. Little people, sorry. Short term only, though. You could laugh. They laugh too. If they don't, it's because the joke went over their head. We got for the Cowboys. It sounds a little like Brokeback Mountain, though, you know? Looking for someone to roll around the hay. I don't understand any of today's slang. You know, when I was growing up, we would say things like psych. Remember psych? Yeah. Like, funny way to tell somebody you're lying. My cousin comes up to me, he's like, yo, Jen, you Gucci? I said, Gucci? He's like, no, Navy. That's an expensive way to say hello. You couldn't do that when I grew up. It'd be like, hey, how you doing? You TJ Maxx? You Target? Just saying, the way kids talk and dress today, our future is going to consist of antiquated people walking around with their pants below their asses, showing off their Calvin Klein Depends, walking around with their bling bling life alerts. Press the button, 911, what's the emergency? Yo, I dead ass fell and I can't get up. Word? Guys, thank you so much. I'm JenKay.